Welcome, seriously, welcome to a John Led fragrance review. You know what, I'm so pleased you've come to this channel. You know what, if you would thumbs up, if you would subscribe, I'd be so pleased, I'd be honoured and I'd be grateful. I love your company, so thank you for coming to this channel. Right, okay, let's talk today about something really quite that shocked me. Okay, now let's talk first of all about Armaf. Okay, these guys are what I call the clone masters because, and this is probably why people respect Armaf so much, their copy of Creed Aventus, the Club de Nuit, Intense Man, wow. You know what? If you love Creed Aventus and you want a copy of that, this one is almost better than Creed Aventus. You know, it lasts as long, it projects awesomely, and it's a really good 95% copy of Creed Aventus. Okay, so Armaf gets a massive respect for that version of Creed Aventus. Okay, if you've been here before, you know I'm a humongous fan of Parfum de Marly Pegasus. That little beauty there. The only downside to this is the price. You're talking an eye-watering three figures, well into three figures, but that for me is possibly my favourite fragrance because it's that awesome sort of almondy, vanilla-y, sweet, beautiful scent, which I can't fault this one. I love it to bits. Of course, the Clone Masters, or the Clone Meisters, Armaf copied it. And you know what? Armaf, Craze Man, even though I'm a humongous fan of the Parfum de Marly, and I'm sort of eye-wateringly quite often reluctantly to spend that sort of money on the original, the original Armaf Craze Man is a flawless copy of Parfum de Marly Pegasus. So I'm a massive fan of that one. Recently I came across Armaf had launched Craze Noir, and I'm like, oh man, I was like, how much is it? So I found the cheapest and it was just £22, I think it was, with the postage. I ordered it and I'm like, oh, so excited. I was bubbling over. I was like, calm yourself down, Leggy, calm yourself down. This is going to be a pivotal point. So I get my original Craze and I spray it on one arm, and I'm like, okay, it's going to smell like that. And in my mind, as I get it, trying to get it open, in my mind I'm thinking it's going to be like that. It's going to be a version of that, version of my favourite fragrance, maybe with a darker note or some, and I was trying to work out what it was. Anyway, so this Craze Men for Men Noir came through, and I'm like, I couldn't quite work out how to get it open. Eventually I worked out that you slide it open. And oh man, heart's going like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to picture what it's going to be like, and I worked out how to get it out, and I'm fighting with the packaging. I get it out, and I sprayed it, and I'm like, wait a minute, it absolutely bears zero resemblance to the original Craze or Parfum de Marly Pegasus. I'm like, maybe it's me. No, it's not me. Craze Noir bears zero resemblance to the original Craze. I don't really know why they've called it Craze Noir. Okay, so let me try and tell you what this is. It's kind of something and nothing, mostly nothing. Okay, so you go from the incredible copy of Pegasus, the Craze, to something which is kind of, I don't really know what it's supposed to be. Okay, I will try and tell you what it's supposed to be. If you went into someone's house and say you went to the bathroom and you sort of smelt the air freshener in the bathroom and it was a nice pleasant sort of air freshener, you'd go, oh, their bathroom smells nice. That's kind of what this is. For me, it's possibly the biggest fragrance disappointment that I've ever had, and I'm grateful that I only spent £22 on it, because I was expecting Pegasus with something slightly tweaked. This is not Pegasus, this is not Craze, this they should have really called it something totally different. The word craze should not be in the title. Okay, so if I try and describe it to you, at best it is just pleasant, and at worst it's just something which is a nothing kind of fragrance. It doesn't do, there's no, you know what, there's no note that stands out that says, look at me, listen to me. There's none of that. It's just possibly the most boring, if you like, fragrance I have ever smelt. Okay. Does it project? Does it last? Do you know what? It doesn't particularly perform like the original Craze. It's not bad. You may get an hour and a half out of it. Does it project? You know what? I've worn it all week at work and nobody has mentioned it. So I'm going to say it doesn't really project. Okay, I wore it quite extensively. I was putting it on every hour or so, trying to get to like this fragrance, which was for me a massive disappointment. Okay, what, if you were going to say, what other sort of fragrance is it similar to? Okay, now, I've got two in my collection, which I found hints of both of these. Okay, the original Lacoste L12, it's got elements of that in there. But possibly, as it dries down, as it fades away in the hour and a half that it lasts, you do get a little bit of Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. Now, for me, I'm a massive fan of this one. For me, for them to copy it, but in a sort of a something and nothing kind of way, for me, I can't recommend this. However, one of the guys at work, I sprayed with the original Craze on one arm and Craze Noir on the other arm, and he spent a long time and he went, I prefer Craze Noir. And I'm like, okay, so there's somebody out there that likes this. I will warn you, it doesn't last, it doesn't project, it kind of doesn't really do much. And for £22, I would say if it was a £10 fragrance, I would cut it some slack and say, you know what, for £10, it's pleasant. But for £22 from Armaf, it's Armaf Luxe, it's a big disappointment for me. Now, normally I sort of say, you know what, go out and buy this fragrance and enjoy it. It'll make you happy. I've got to be honest and say, don't particularly bother with this one. If you want a wow fragrance, get the original Craze. Just Armaf Craze. Don't go for the Noir because it does completely disappoint. Okay, that was an honest Johnny Leg review, and I hope you appreciate it, that I haven't hyped up something which is new to get you to go and buy it. I'm giving you an honest opinion. At best, it is just pleasant. Okay, right. Once again, thank you for coming to this channel. If you can do a massive thumbs up and if you would subscribe, I would be so grateful. I'd be pleased. I'd be honoured. So stay safe, take care, spray fragrance everywhere, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.